Well, this is Angela with Danceable Thoughts, and I have the beautiful, lovely, the talented Holly Lyons here at Vandergrift High School, and we're going to do some danceable thinking together. So let's start for all of us that have not, as I jokingly said, grown up watching this beautiful dancer emerge into an amazing director. Holly, tell them about your dance background.
I'm so excited that you're here, Angela, and welcome to Austin.
Woohoo!
I grew up in Houston. I'm definitely a Houston girl, and I call H-Town home.
There you go.
But I love Austin, and to my mother's disappointment, don't plan on moving back to Houston, but I love visiting. Yeah, I grew up in the industry. I love dance team. It's been a part of my life since I was in 6th grade. When I was in 3rd grade, I really wanted to be a Sagemont cowgirl in the Baffle League.
Ooh.
And my mom was like, "You're too young, you can't do that." And so by the time I was in 5th grade, she agreed. I was playing softball, and I got on the softball team with a bunch of other Sagemont cowgirls, and they convinced my mom that I could do it, and I wasn't too young. So I was a Sagemont cowgirl. That's where I got my start, and then that group broke off into a competition team, the Houstonaires, and I was a Houstonaire from my 7th grade through 9th grade years, and we were one of the very first junior competition teams in the industry. It was the Houstonaires and the Garland All City Dazzlers from the Dallas area, and there were no junior divisions then. We competed against high school teams. Some high school teams would be very upset if we happened to beat them, and I get that. But I did that through my 9th grade year, and then I went to Dobie High School, and I was a Dobie Lariat.
I was going to say, yes.
So my freshman year at Dobie was Sherry's first year at Dobie, and so I went through the Lariat program, and my junior year I was first lieutenant. We had 8 officers with 6 different ranks. It was kind of confusing, but it was great. And then I was colonel my senior year, and then from there I went to Kilgore, and I was fortunate enough to make that team, to become a world famous Kilgore College Rangerette, and I was a lieutenant my sophomore year there. And then I continued to follow my dreams, and I went to A&M. And my dad, I grew up in Aggie. My dad was Old Army class of 71. He was in the Fightin' Texas Aggie band, and he played the trumpet. So that's all I ever wanted to do. And I was so focused on Kilgore and finishing out my time there, it never dawned on me that maybe I should try out for the Aggie dance team, or I should do something to set myself up there. So I went to A&M, and I loved every bit of it, but I wasn't dancing. And I thought I could do it, and I thought it would be fine, and it was a tough year for me. I just was wilting. So then I went to SFA. I made it around a little bit. Yeah. But I went to Stephen F. Austin, and I was a member of Palm Squad for a brief period of time there, and I was on repertory company and taught at Academy of Gymnastics and Dance in Lufkin. And then it all works after that. Yeah.
Well, to share with you, I was the girl at my senior spring show that was never going to do drill team again. So, these are the way things happen.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, so, and then your work history is that your first job was?
My first job was in the office as director of curriculum for ADTS with Joyce.
Right.
And I did that for a year and a half. And then my first directing job was at Canyon High School in New Braunfels.
Wonderful.
And I was there for 3 years, and I loved it, and I never wanted to leave, and I still have really great friends there. But I had twins, which was fantastic, but all my decisions were made for me at that point for a little bit. So I stayed home with my children for 6 years. And I knew I didn't feel like I was done. I wasn't ready to leave. That was tough for me, just personally, just as me. Mamahood, 2 babies, and that's my dream job. That's what I want to love this, but why do I have to give that up? And that was kind of tough for me. But I opened a dance studio when my twins were 4 months old, which is sheer insanity. I'm going to go with
dance team might have been easier, but your heart does what your heart does.
Yes. But that was great. That was a great venture. I had worked in the studios for a while, and there was a need at the time in New Braunfels. There really wasn't a qualified full-time dance studio there. The kids who were trained drove to San Antonio or San Marcos, so there was definitely a gap. And so we filled that gap and did really well. I had that studio for a couple of years. sold it because my husband's job moved us to Chicago. And so, anyways, landed back in Austin. I knew that Vandergrift the bond had been passed for this school, and about the timing of the school opening, my twins would go into kindergarten. So the timing was lining up a little bit, and man, I had my eyes on this.
This was the prize.
Yeah, and so this is my 10th year here at Vandergrift.
Fabulous.